What's going on, guys? TheBrokenMachine here. Today we've got another loadout video. This one was pretty beastly, I do have to say. We managed to get 17 kills from the first kill in around 2 minutes, and we went on to a 21 kill streak. This one was suggested by the Joe dude, or the Fire Joe. We've got the MG4, the Cobra sight, green laser sight, suppressor, potato grip, and our secondary is the Deagle, the red dot sight, the laser sight, and without any attachments. We got C4, we were supposed to have the frag grenade and the indirect fire field upgrade, well, I accidentally went with grenades, but it doesn't make too much of a difference, but I do apologize for that. Now, to start off this game, we took a flank to the left side, got this tank straight off the start, and we're going to push into the objectives. Now you see, this weapon isn't too great at following targets who are moving pretty fast, especially with the suppressor on. This one likes to bounce around a little bit, but it can be very useful in aggressive plays. Teammates are on the MCOM, so I decide we're going to check the area. You'll see me doing this a lot on live streams. Once it's planted, we just check around the area rather than just staying there and probably get shot easily. And right here, I'm going to establish a dominance position or a power position and get a pretty nice kill feed. If you didn't watch my last video on tips on getting MVP, basically a power position is one that just gives you a lot of power over your opponents. And it really helps out there. We've got a quad feed, a split 5-man feed there, and that MCOM is ours. Now we're pushing forward, checking the spawns here, and I see a couple of geezers up here. As you can see, this weapon is quite powerful in close quarters, but at those longer ranges you really need to be tapping your shots. That sniper right there came up the stairs looking the wrong way. Mistake on their part. Now we've got this MCOM. We need to hold high ground, so I'm just checking the areas before we go around, and we're going to make our way over here. Now this section can be tricky because the enemies spawn straight ahead, so you want to be careful running across here and take your time. We got some tanks in the middle, so I'm not too concerned about that section. I'm going to push right up onto the MCOM. A couple of guys in front, but we see in a moment some guys on the minimap, so I've got to go and check this area out. Quick aim on that guy, and if you look to the right, some guy did show up on the minimap, so I'm looking for him, and then bam, I hear him on the headset. I can hear your footsteps, guys. I know you're coming. I'm gonna get this guy being a cheeky bugger in this container, and we're gonna finish this 17 little kills in a short amount of time off with that kill right there. 17 kills, beautiful play. Now we're moving up to the next set of MCOMs. That was quite aggressive. I'm gonna slow down the commentary a little bit now because we've got a bit of a hike on our hands. We need to get to this MCOM. Now this weapon is powerful in the right hand, but you don't want to be too aggressive, you don't want to get caught out in the open. So once again, I'm taking the flank. If you don't know what flanking is, be sure to check out my video on flanking tips. Click in the top left corner and it'll take you right there. But basically, it just means attacking from the sides or behind your enemies, and it makes the game a lot easier, and you'll definitely get more kills and stay alive if you can manage to figure out how to flank properly. Now, this MCOM, you're going to see the kind of weaknesses of this weapon. It is very strong in the situations that I showed before, establishing power positions and dominant positions over your opponents, but in the wrong situations, it can be quite tricky. You see right there, following targets with a suppressor on isn't that easy at longer ranges with this weapon. You have to get it right. And you don't want to be aiming too fast. This guy's rushing up the stairs. I'm going to make a strange move there. The reason I did that, to jump off and keep moving to the side, was to throw this guy's aim off. I know he's using a assault rifle of some kind, so we need to... Those weapons are going to be very accurate, so we don't want to be standing still too much. So in that situation, you want to keep on moving. But for the most part, you want to be standing still. And if you look in the top right corner there, I actually got a team kill. I have no idea how I got that. I'm still a little confused by that, but yes, no idea. Now, we're coming up, this MCOM, we're going to take this MCOM, and the next one, you're going to see me die, and you're going to see the kind of weaknesses of this class. When you're using an LMG, you always want to be standing still. So in this next one, you're going to see me moving a little bit, and that really upsets my aim. Here you can really see the strengths of the weapon. See, when the enemies are stood still, it's very easy if you stand still to get a nice shot. But right here, when your opponents are moving, it can be very tricky with the suppressor and an LMG, particularly at these kind of ranges. Right there, try and avoid that. The guy that was on the roof was a sniper or a DMR guy, so, you know, against an LMG, your probably best bet is to, you know, not engage and move on. You'll see me again and again in this game, making very precise and decisive movements. I'm not rushing out in the open. This is one of those classes that you really don't want to get caught out in the open. You're not going to survive very long. And right here, you're going to see me make a big mistake and see the weakness of this class. This guy was rushing all over the place. I should have just stood still and just took my time there. Fortunately, I got shot. I think that guy got a lucky burst out of his weapon there. Just a little bit lucky. It seemed like he just turned around and the first couple of bullets managed to tag me up. And the teammates above him and the one that dropped down, I have no idea how they didn't see him there. But, you know, I'm not going to complain for the sake of complaining. I'm just, you know, making a point. But that is the 21 kill streak over. You know me, I don't care if the kill streak's over. I'm all about those objective plays, so that doesn't bother me too much. Now, in this situation, you're going to see another really great strength of this weapon. And that is if you sit down and take your time and hold an area, you can do some really good damage. Remember, when you stood still, you do have an accuracy bonus, so it is actually beneficial to stand still, but, you know, in some situations you don't want to because it makes you a much easier target to take out. But in this one, looking at this MCOM, stand still, get that accuracy bonus, and it'll be amazing. Here, I'm going to put some C4 ready for this tank, and I do throw some smokes on the tank. The guy who suggested this setup did actually want frag grenades, so my bad there. I didn't actually get any kills from using this smoke. It didn't actually help me out. The tactic here was throw some C4, throw some smoke in front of the tank, and hope that they go rolling into the C4 and I can take them out. But momentarily, they did go invisible on the minimap. I wasn't too sure on the headset where exactly it was. So, fortunately, we missed this. You see it just pops up on the minimap once again. It got there pretty fast, I've got to say. It did get there pretty fast. Now, there is one guy left on this area. We have taken out both MCOMs, and I'm just going to try and clear out this area. I am aware that there's a tank in the middle now, so I'm not going to be I'm not going to expose myself too much. I'm going to take my time, and we're going to go for this guy on the roof. And that's another important point about this class. You don't want to be rushing in too often. You're probably going to get caught with your pants down. So, you know, make sure you're not rushing in too often. You've got to know how you're playing. You got to know when to rush and be aggressive, because this class, if you get caught out against people with shotguns or PDWs or carbines or even like AKs at close range, you're going to have a bad time and you're going to get shot, especially with the suppressor. So remember, the suppressor doesn't reduce damage, it just reduces bullet velocity. That's the speed at which it travels. So obviously, people without them are going to be shooting you down much quicker. Now, we're coming up to the final MCOM. There is a guy here somewhere. I'm just going to take some shots here. Just, you know, if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't matter. But there's enough teammates there that I'm just like, screw it. Now here, that right there is the kind of range that you can still be moving and still be accurate, but outside of that, I would avoid it. Honestly, with most of the LMGs, I tend to stand still most of the time. It does really help. You can see there, guys running across the screen. This class not so great at shooting those moving targets. This guy comes rushing around the corner there, nearly managed to take me out. Oof, that was close. We're just going to be checking this area. Watch this corner, see if this guy comes back. He doesn't. And right here, I actually hear the MCOM being diffused, and then the fuse sound stops. Can't see the guy. But this MCOM is quite deceptive. That green container actually is slightly further back, and there's a little spot where you can kind of just be slightly out of view, so do be aware of that. I'm gonna get shot in the back of the head here. I thought there was teammates behind me, but obviously not. And we're coming up to the end of the game now. I've used this class on a bunch of maps, but I've included this gameplay because it showed off a pretty beastly kill streak at the start. 21 kills and 17 kills. I think it's around 2 minutes, maybe it's just over 2 minutes, but it's a lot of kills in a short amount of time, a very high kill per minute. I'm gonna try and take out this tank here, but unfortunately not enough time. Or someone else actually gets him, but we win the game. So yes, thank you very much, the Joe dude, or the Fire Joe. This is a pretty decent loadout. I do apologize for not using the full request that you made, the frag grenades, but yeah, I think it was a pretty solid game. MG4, it is a pretty good weapon, but you got to use it in the right situations, especially when you've got a suppressor on. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me some loadouts in the comments below, and if you do use this one, let me know how it goes. Send me in some clips to I'll leave an email in the description. And yes, thank you very much for watching guys. Please rate this video if you don't mind, and until next time guys, take it easy. Catch you later.